I bought Starlog cards, the science fiction universe. If you don't know what Starlog is, it was the big sci-fi magazine in the 80s and 90s, or even to the 2000s. It was like to sci-fi what Fangoria magazine was to horror movies. And I don't know if they make it anymore. I don't think they do because I don't see it at any of the shops. This is like a flip Star Wars. This is right around Phantom Menace was coming out. And Deep Space Nine, yeah, farewell. This was when Deep Space Nine was ending. So, I got these cards. They're limited to 2,500 cases, so they're not rare, but they're not the cheapest of the 90s non-sport junk cards. Hey Google, volume at 2. Sorry about that. They're pretty much just the covers of Starlog magazine. I opened up a pack, or 2 packs. I couldn't stop myself. So it says 4 randomly inserted four Space Fantastic promo cards, randomly inserted hologram of Starlog one. So there's 1 hologram, I'm assuming, in the box. Jeez, I guess it's just a sticker, it's not even in the box. Maybe I'll take that off and put it on something. I don't know if I'm gonna do all the packs. It might be a long video. So you get a special hologram offer on the back. Now those 5 Starlog trading card wrappers along with $3 shipping cost. If your gold's $3 shipping cost. Seems a little high, especially for 1993. For 5 wrappers, but whatever. To receive your gold Starlog hologram card. So I'm gonna have to go on eBay and try to find that. I actually pulled one of the promo cards already in like one of the 2 packs I opened. So nothing special, but maybe the other ones will be a little bit more interesting. And I believe did I pull another one? Yeah. So there's a promo 3. This is Zone Troopers. Amazingly bad movie. So, Starlog issue 179, Batman Returns, when Batman Returns Jacket's ticket inside Alien 3, David Fincher's Alien, that crunchiness. They smell like 90s cards. So we got the Batman Returns, really great Batman movie. The back have like a puzzle that forms, I don't even know what it forms, by some space station or something. More Batman Returns in Alien 3. Star Trek Time Funnel and Robin of Sherwood. Honey, I Blew Up the Kid. Isaac Asimov Remembered. RoboCop 3. Nuts and Bolts. And Stay Tuned. No, sorry about that. Readjusted. Isaac Asimov. I've read a lot of stuff. I like the Foundation series a lot. And my dad is a big Isaac Asimov fan. And Isaac Asimov's son, David Asimov, worked for my father many years ago. He came out of Boston. My father had posted an ad. And he came in for the ad was for like essentially someone to sweep the floors of his factory, custodial work. And David Asimov came in wearing a suit, had his briefcase, and he thought it was for some higher up position, and it wasn't. So he worked there, and I guess he had some real issues. He wasn't right, and he would have tantrums, and one day he dropped a pallet of combs. My father, one of the things he made was combs, those unbreakable combs in the 80s. And David Asimov had a tantrum when the pallet of combs fell on the ground. So my dad said, "You're fired." And he said, "If you fire me, I'm going to kill myself." And my father said, "As long as you do it off my property." And that night, the bunch of lines, I think he tried to cut my father's brake lines or something like that, but he messed up and cut some other lines. Or he can only assume it was him. I kind of thought it was like, yeah, are you sure it was him? Telling me this story years ago. And then if you look up David Asimov, you can see the type of person he is, the mess of a human being he is. I won't talk about the stuff in this video because it's inappropriate, but RoboCop 3, terrible, terrible movie. I was watching it the other night, and Stay Tuned was with John Ritter. And like they go into the TV shows and TV channels and stuff like that. It's a pretty fun movie. Universal Soldier up top, and it's a shame Rick Moranis doesn't do movies anymore. I think it was after his wife died. He just became a stay-at-home dad. Yikes! This is exactly the same packs I already opened. One of the 2 packs I did. It kind of stinks, but because we're gonna have repeat packs. I don't know where this Patrick Stewart picture comes from, but I guess it's Scrooge. When he played Scrooge, probably for the BBC or something. He looks absolutely miserable. We have Aladdin. The new Aladdin's coming out. Looks terrible. Will Smith. Playmates Next Generation toys. I have a huge collection of those. I should do a video on. Forever Young. Not really. I wouldn't put that in the sci-fi much. I put that in the drama. Forbidden Planet. I think that was a French animated movie. Really surreal and interesting. Red Dwarfs and British sci-fi and Highlander TV I've never seen. Christmas Carol Muppets. I love that. Still do. I show my nephews every Christmas. Ewoks in your living room. George Lucas's new TV adventure. This was, I like it. A lot of people who grew up in the 80s like this movie or are nostalgic for it, I guess. But The Last Jedi was actually, I think it was this one, Ewok. There was 2 of them. One of them, The Last Jedi, was broke the bottom of the ratings, and somebody finally dethroned the Ewok movie, the Last Jedi finally dethroned one of the Ewok movies. Supergirl, canon. Supergirl, awful. Terminator, Starman, great. Everyone forgets John Carpenter did Starman. 2010, Dune, new Dune's come out. Sheena, and Girl Talk to Animals. Doctor Who. More Batman. What else we got on this one? Swamp Thing, Muck Monster. The original thing in the Swamp Thing comics was that he was a muck-encrusted mockery of a man like me. Second Sight, that was with, I believe, the guy who played Belky and John Larroquette. Can't remember the guy's name. Bronson something or other. Witches, everyone loves The Witches with Angelica Houston, Baron Munchausen, Terry Gilliam's his escapism trilogy. Indiana Jones, let's see, Leviathan, I don't know what that is. I think it might be a TV show. Beauty and the Beast. Ron Perlman, who's a mental case. Yikes. I feel like this is going to be a long video. More Batman. Joker's Behind the Joker, Smell How You Shrunk the Kids, Star Trek. I don't know what Andrea Norton is. Millennium was a show, so we were talking about that at Jiu-Jitsu class the other day. Millennium, I think Lance Henriksen was there. I never watched it. Max Headroom. If you've never seen the Max Headroom incident, after you're done watching this video in its entirety and sharing it with every one of your friends, go and watch the Max Headroom incident where this dude hacks into a TV station in the 80s and he has a Max Headroom mask on, and it's really super creepy. One of the more creepy things I've ever seen in my life. Roger Rabbit. First time I ever saw was in the theater for Roger Rabbit, The Abyss. I like The Abyss a lot. Young Einstein. I think the guy who played Young Einstein, I think he died recently. Inner Space, great movie. Joe Dante, Fantastic Voyage of Steve Spielberg. Joe Dante is essentially the highest low rent Steven Spielberg there is. Great stuff, Gremlins, The Burbs, Small Soldiers, Explorers. What else up there? That's Yogurt from Spaceballs. Christopher Reeves, What I'd Like Superman to Do. John Lithgow and Peter Weller. What's his name that played this guy in Inner Space? Meg Ryan's old boyfriend. Triangle face. If you ever see him smile, it looks like a perfect triangle. So this is promo card 3. So some alien world doesn't have the artist, I guess. Space art, fantastic. It's pretty cool. I like that stuff. Alright, so we have Enemy Mine. I've seen that, Lou Gossett Jr. and the dude Triangle Face there. They're on the planet, and it's so good. It's one of the best sci-fi movies ever made, and don't hear much about it. Amazing Stories was an excellent show. Jewel of the Nile. What do we got? Santa Claus, the movie. Young Sherlock Holmes, never saw that. Star Trek's Kirstie Alley. Hitchhiker's Guide. Alice in Wonderland. It's probably it was that TV version of Alice in Wonderland that was terrifying. TerraVision is great. That's on Prime. It's been on Prime for forever. I don't imagine it's going off. It's an awesome, weird, schlocky 80s movie. Creators from Mars. Toby Hooper directed it. It's okay. The original's pretty good. Wookiee Talk, Lou Gossett Jr., Enemy Mine. So, Clan of the Cave Bear, I believe that's with Daryl Hannah. And if you ever go to a thrift store, a Savers or a Goodwill, the sci-fi section, there's always a ton of Clan of the Cave Bear books. I have them. I've never read them. If you have, let me know. Twilight Zone, new Twilight Zone's coming out with Jordan Peele's doing it. Looks pretty good. Enemy Mine, Snafu. Spider-Man. See this Spider-Man the movie? That was Canon Film was going to do Spider-Man the movie. They actually had like a weird teaser trailer for it. Never came to fruition. Probably for the best because Canon Films are, not good. Ripley, Space Camp. Love Space Camp. Star Trek 4, Short Circuit. Ali Sheedy, poor Ali Sheedy disappeared. I used to crush on her from Breakfast Club. Star Wars fandom dead. Wow. I wish it was. And when was this? 19... Doesn't have a date. August 109. I don't know what year this was, but Star Trek fandom probably was dead at this point. Big Trouble in Little China, great movie. Labyrinth, another great one. Saw that in theater recently. It was really good to see it with a crowd. David Cronenberg's A Fly. If you haven't seen it and you like body horror, like gross stuff, it's one of the best. Such a great remake. The 80s had a few like really good body horror remakes. You had this, The Thing, and you had The Blob. See Howard the Duck, The Boy Who Could Fly. Boy Who Could Fly. It's a weird one. Fred Savage. I just remember he used to have that cool pop big wheels bike with guns and had all the G.I. Joe toys in it. Let's see what else. Altered States, Incredible Shrinking Woman. Disney's Condor Man. Flash Gordon cover. I don't know too much about Altered States. I don't even know if I've ever seen Altered States. Gremlins, Christopher Lee, he was a scientist in Gremlins. RoboCop 2, Darkman, which is Sam Raimi. It's good. Flatliners, people hate Flatliners. I don't know why. I feel like Joel Schumacher did Flatliners, but everything after his Batman, people just dogged on all of his stuff. I think Flatliners is great and one of the most. It's very dark and has a very eerie, kind of ethereal atmosphere to it. And he did Lost Boys, and whoever did Lost Boys is always gonna be good in my book. Dick Tracy. Before there was Sin City, there was Dick Tracy, the Dick Tracy movie. I don't know who directed it, but had that. Last Starfighter. Everybody loves Last Starfighter, except this terrible, terrible movie. Buckaroo Banzai. That's another weird one with Peter Weller. RoboCop. Eventually went on to be an art professor. He's an art professor or he's a history professor? I can't remember which. Sheena, Star Trek 3, what else? Temple of Doom. Ghostbusters, Brother from Another Planet. Not a good movie. Weird. If I remember it. I remember he did at a bar and played a lot of arcade games or something. Let's see what else we got. Predator 2. Awesome bad movie. Compared to the rest of the Predators, it's Gone with the Wind. It's great. Valkenvania, Dan Aykroyd's New Fantasy Playground. That's from the movie Nothing But Trouble with Chevy Chase and Demi Moore, John Candy. And that is Dan Aykroyd, I think. And there was Bobo and Little Devil. It is one of the weirdest movies ever made. I don't know how it exists. I guess that's what happens when Dan Aykroyd, he's known to do his scripts are 350 pages of just insanity. So I guess that's what happened when he doesn't have anybody like Harold Ramis reining him in. Jacob's Ladder, great movie. Amazing Robot Jox. Robot Jox is cool. I think it was Full Moon he did that. I can't recall. Got a checklist. Yeah, this is gonna be. I'm only gone through a couple bags. I'm already 20 minutes. I should shut up. We got another promo card, promo 2. So we'll start getting probably quite a few doubles. I can start skipping, yeah. What have I seen? All these cards. Sorry, the cameras. Let me see that one. Alien Nation. It's a cool movie. The show was not that good. I remember, was it the movie or the show when the aliens would die if they got into salt water, and I saw that. That was one of the few things as a kid that I remember watching and being thoroughly disturbed by it. Back to the Future 2, great movie. Batgirl, I don't know what that's from. If that's from the old TV show, it's got to be, because after all these years. What else we got here? Little Mermaids, Connie Wilson, Roger Rabbit, Klingon Couple of the Year, Blacklisted Con, I don't know. Not too much going on there. And this is one of those promo cards. Music is very fitting. Alright, so these are a little different. So we got Blade Runner. It's coverage of Swamp Thing, Mr. Merlin, don't know what that is, or The Creature Wasn't Nice, never heard of those. I don't know what this is. Star of TV's Powers of Matthew Starr. So this is an older one, and I've seen this before. Heartbeat. I've seen that somewhere. Dragon. It says, let me see, a Dragon Slayer. Special effects Dragon Slayer. I think Dragon Slayer was made by Disney, and it's not a Disney type movie. It's really good, really interesting. I remember the main character was the guy that was in Ghostbusters 2, the little dweeb, Vigo's lackey. We got special effects of the VT. I don't know V at all. Dune 2010, Starman, Runaway of the Stuff, Larry Clark or whatever. The guy who directed stuff died like 2 days ago. He also did It's Alive, or I think it's Alive. Read Dune not that long ago. Not a big fan of Dune. Looking forward to see what happens with the new one. Return of the Jedi, Lady Hawk. I know of it, but I've never seen it. I just thought those things are the coolest, the speeder bikes. I wish I had one. Baby the Dinosaur. Topps put out Baby the Dinosaur cards back in the day. What else we have? John Lithgow was in these. He was the villain in Buckaroo Banzai. Alright, what is this? Tina Turner, you got Beyond Thunderdome. Grace Jones. I don't watch James. I'm not a big James Bond fan, so I haven't seen that. Return to Oz was a great. It's a really fun movie. With what's her name? Faruga, the girl from The Craft, and little Nicky. Cocoon, another. I forgot Ron Howard did Cocoon. I don't like saying that word. Cocoon. That's a cool movie. So, teen sci-fi heroes. Daryl. That was with... Oh, geez, I can't remember the kid from that. Explorers and Goonies. Christopher Walken. Christopher Walken, I want to be 007. Can you imagine Christopher Walken as 007? Red Sonja. There was a Red Sonja movie in development. Now, Bryan Singer, but after, all the garbage that he's done, they just halted that like a week or two ago. Life Force, Toby Hooper's Life Force, put out by Canon. Patrick Stewart's in it. It's insanity. He was on so many drugs at that point. Black Cauldron, Disney's animated epic. Yeah. Fright Night, Win the Stuff. What else? Let's see what else. More Michael J. Fox. In Home of Alien, Jetsons, Invaders from Mars. Oops. Explorer's Dream Child, Nightmare on Elm Street's Dream Child. Oh no, wait, yeah, it's gotta be. Think of the Golden Child, Eddie Murphy. Weird one. Weird that the Golden Child and Big Trouble in Little Chinatown came out at the same time, independent of each other, because they're both similar in a lot of ways. Yeah, there's the Alien on the Beat in Slag Town. Story of my life. Land of the Giants. Robin Sherwood, I don't know what those are. More Michael J. Fox. Denise Crosby, Life After Next Generation. More like Death After Next Generation. Her career went. Quantum Leap. Great show. I'd love to see a new one. Let's see what else. Star Trek, Beauty and the Beast, Alien Nation, and another promo card. Promo 1. Night Flyers, more deadly aliens. I don't know Night Flyers. I know of it. I'm not seeing it. Adam West battles the Batman curse. I assume that means that he couldn't get good work after that. And I don't think it's because he's Batman. I think it's because he's Adam West, or was Adam West. John Carter of Mars. The John Carter of Mars that came out a few years ago was really a decent movie that no one saw. Terrible marketing. It's not a great movie, but it's good, and it sucks because every decent sci-fi or fantasy movie that comes out now that isn't Marvel or Universe, DC, or Star Wars is a failure, and it's really too bad. What else we got here? George Lucas opens up Disney Star Tours. Interesting. Nose for Starlog 2. Superman, that was a Masters of the Universe. I hate that movie. Anybody that grew up with He-Man, expected to see that world on screen. You did not get that. You got canon again. It's a great classic Star Wars. Rare Star Wars photos from this film. So pretty much all Star Wars, that one. I'm surprised Starlog covered James Bond. I don't put them 007 movies in the sci-fi world at all. See out here, behind the scene, Monster Squad, one of the best movies ever, or at least one of the best horror comedies ever. It's an awesome movie. Seems to be getting its due now. I think I read something that there might be a remake. Shane Black wrote that movie. Did he direct? I can't remember who directed it, but Shane Black was in Predator, wrote Predator. He was the guy, he died first in the movie, and he was the guy that made that your mother's joke, I won't say, but Monster Squad was really good. It's really edgy. Those kids in it are, could not talk and do the things that they do in that movie and say in that movie nowadays. Great movie. The horse, the Wolfman's Got Nards kid, he died real young. I feel like he died of like diabetes or something like that. Robin Hood, Kevin Costner. When I see that, all I hear is Bryan Adams. That's it. I don't ever remember watching this movie. Ninja Turtles 2, Rocketeer, Mom and Dad Save the World, Terminator 2. One of that. I mean, so good. More Terminator 2. Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. They just announced a new Bill and Ted movie a couple days ago. And the guy who played Death is playing Death again. I'm so excited for it. That lots of cool movies happening. Alienation, Roald Dahl, Cyborg preview, RoboCop. Oh, there he is right there. I don't know who that is. I do know who it is. I've seen him in a million movies. Everybody has, but I can't remember his name. Well, we got Back to the Future, Free Jack with Marty. What was his name? Wrong. Mick Jagger, right? I think Mick Jagger was in Free Jack. Doctor Who. Never cared for Doctor Who. And a checklist. So I already got 30 minutes and I've done a few packs. Can't help it. So we got some Back to the Future. What else we got on here? James Cameron, I can't believe it. I mean, everything he does is just a monster. Breaks records. It's insane to me. Philip K. Dick. Alright. Robert Zemeckis. Back to the Future 2. So Back to the Future 3 in theater. Back to the Future 2, I was too young. So what do we got here? H.G. Wells to NASA. Mars Invasion is TV series. What am I looking at? I don't know. Is this Space 1999? It is. I don't know that. That was before my time. Logan's Run. Comics. Oh, geez, that looks like Mad Magazine. Or Cracked or something. More Space 1999. So we're getting some older stuff. Issue number 4, yeah. And I don't know this. I've never. $6 Million Man, The Bionic Woman. This stuff is before my time, and it's not really. Nothing I ever was really interested in. The UFO episode guide, Alien Invasion Returns TV. More Space 1999. I guess they really didn't have a lot of. I wish I knew what year this was. I don't think they had a ton to. They didn't have as much content to use as a few years later. Coming Star Wars. Huh, interesting. So this is what had to have been Star Trek movie report, right? Was it when Star Wars was. They revived Star Trek, the movie, right? Because Star Wars was coming out, and whatever the company that does Star Trek needed a big sci-fi prop. If that's what I can remember. It's been a while. Greatest American Hero. I do know that. Special 3D issue. What else we got on here? Nothing much. Star Trek bloopers. Yikes. Special effects secrets. The Empire Strikes Back. It's number 56. The Thing. The Thing, which is arguably the best. If you say it's the best horror movie of all time, I wouldn't argue. But it was just panned. It was shredded when it came out. People hated it. I don't know why. Because I watch it. I've seen it so many times, and it's so good. This Island Earth, Black Hole Arcade. I mean, I like the Black Hole Pinball. I don't know if the Black Hole Pinball is actually from the movie or not, or just kind of ran with the title and the promo card. E.T. Never cared for E.T. It was always too sentimental for me when I was young. I don't, and because of that, I've always had a weird melancholy feeling about it. I don't know. And Beastmaster, Don Coscarelli, of course, how you never pronounce his name. The guy did Phantasm, and Papa Hotep, and John Dies at the End. Papa Hotep's on Prime now. A really good movie with Bruce Campbell, Kurt Russell, and Rutger Hauer. More E.T. I had a girlfriend once, and I told her that I've had more than one, but a girlfriend, an ex-girlfriend. We were talking about Area 51, and I don't know how the conversation. It was that the ship that crashed in Area 51 had. This was a long time ago, and some weird site online, that the bodies they found in Area 51. At Roswell, the crash, were kids that had progeria. They were having kids that had progeria ride these ships, and they were crashing. And she didn't know what progeria was, and I told her that E.T. That's what his progeria. I can't remember what it was, but it was a big lie, and this stretched out yarn that E.T. was connected and had progeria, and she believed it, and that is why she is my ex-girlfriend. That's not why, but you could see why she is my ex-girlfriend. The Thing, we got Road Warrior, Poltergeist. I don't know it. Blade Runner. It's a great picture of Mark Hamill. Tim Hildebrandt, Dungeons and Dragons, new art form. I have the Dungeons and Dragons Arcana book, or whatever, the coffee table book with all the Dungeons and Dragons art, since from the beginning to now. I've never played the game, and I don't really know too much about it, but the artwork is great. Superman 3, an exceptional piece of garbage. William Shatner, Airplane 2, I didn't know that there even was an Airplane 2. Or maybe I did, and I just don't know that he was in it. Aliens at New York, Strange Invaders. Not sure what that is. More Bond stuff. I just don't care about Bond. I don't know why. Buck Rogers. His name is Buck, and he likes to cook eggs. The original Buck line from Tobe Hooper's Eaten Alive, if you haven't seen Eaten Alive, it's worth seeing. And the line was obviously a lot more filthy than what I said, but it was Robert Englund who said it in one of his early, prior to Nightmare on Elm Street. Sci-fi films of '79. Alien, The Shape of Things to Come, I don't know that. And Star Trek, Alien. Who is this? I don't know. Eric the Vite. Who is this man? I'm trying to see. I don't know. He looks like one of those guardian angels from Los Angeles. Maybe it's from. I don't know. No crack. Oh, I see a hologram. So these are cards. We've seen these before. Seen all these. This, and finally, so we got our hologram. It's pretty cool. Starlog #1. Let's see. This is actually a pretty sharp hologram compared to a lot of the holograms that came out in the 90s. It looks like higher quality. The detail on them is really sharp. David Bowie's new sci-fi movies. Complete guide, all sitting at blah blah blah. Bionic Woman. I don't know. #1, yeah. So I'm actually. So I'm going to stop the video here and do a second part. So I'm getting a low battery. I hope you like this. Me rambling about Starlog magazine covers. My life is in disarray. I'm just kidding. So if you liked it, give me a like or subscribe, and I'm gonna have a part 2 of this. So if you want more of this, more to come. Thanks.